Do you dread attending business meetings in English? Do you feel like you're not able to effectively communicate your ideas and opinions? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this video, we'll be sharing our top tips for preparing for business meetings in English as a non-native speaker. Whether it's improving your language skills, understanding cultural differences, or developing presentation skills, we've got you covered. By the end of the video, you'll have the tools and confidence you need to crush your next business meeting. Greetings, colleagues. Welcome to the Rundown. In this video, we'll share 10 top tips to help you prepare for that next business meeting in English. Preparing for a business meeting, especially an important business meeting, may be daunting, it may be intimidating, especially when that meeting is not in your native language. That adds a whole new level of complexity to it. I want to share with you 10 tips to help you prepare for that meeting. 1. Review the agenda. Make sure you have a clear understanding of the meeting agenda and the purpose of the meeting. This will help you prepare your thoughts and ideas in advance. Tip 2. Research key vocabulary. Identify any key vocabulary or industry-specific terms that may come up during the meeting and make sure you're familiar with them. Tip 3. Practice your English. Practice your English by reading and writing in English regularly, and by speaking with native speakers or other English learners, and by speaking with others in English as often as you can. You can also practice by listening to podcasts, such as the 4 Legal English podcast, make sure you check that out, watching videos, such as the 4 Business English Rundown, or by watching movies or reading other articles. There are a lot of websites that have news articles or business articles that are written at an appropriate level for your level of English. Tip 4, prepare your talking points. Prepare your talking points in advance and practice expressing them in English. Write down any important points you want to make and practice expressing them out loud. You can do that in your office or in your home, even in front of your bathroom mirror, or record yourself on your smartphone and listen back or watch back the video and see how you did. See what you could say better. See what areas you had trouble talking about and maybe practice or focus on those areas. If you're missing any words that you didn't know how to say in English, make sure you look up those words so you can express yourself when the meeting comes. Tip 5, anticipate questions. Think about the types of questions that might be asked to you during the meeting and prepare your answers in advance. This can help you feel more confident and prepared for the meeting. Of course, we can't anticipate every question that we're going to be asked, but the fact that you prepared for some of them or several of them, even when you're asked a different question, your confidence is still going to be much higher because you've already thought a lot about these issues and practice answering questions. Even if you didn't practice answering the exact question, your confidence is still going to be much higher, and your proficiency, your competence, will be much higher as well. Tip 6, use visual aids. Consider using visual aids such as slides or handouts to help communicate your ideas more clearly. This can be especially useful if you have something very complex to explain. Sometimes it's difficult, even if you are a native English speaker, to explain that orally, off the cuff without reading from something. So it may be that you have the more complicated details of your plan or your idea, your suggestion, written down or explained in a handout or in a slide, something like that. And then you're just kind of giving the overview orally, and you're just talking about that big picture, not all the nitty-gritty details, which are in the handout. Tip 7, request materials in advance. If possible, request any materials such as agendas or reports in advance so that you have time to review them and prepare any questions or comments. Depending on what type of meeting it is or how organized they are, this might be possible or it might be impossible, but it doesn't hurt to ask. By looking at the handouts or agenda or reports that are going to be discussed in advance, then you'll be much more prepared and confident. Tip 8, arrive early. Arrive early to the meeting so that you have time to get settled and mentally prepare for the discussion. I know for myself, if I think I'm going to be late, it adds a level of stress. Even if you end up arriving right on time, the fact that for the last 5 or 10 or 15 minutes you thought you were going to be late, your stress level is already high as soon as you enter the meeting room. Whereas if you get there early, if it's a new meeting point, maybe you need to check it out, you want to get comfortable first, get a cup of coffee or look around, and then when the meeting starts, you are all prepared. Tip 9, confidence. Remember, it's important to be confident and assertive during the meeting. Even if English is not your first language, if you prepared well and are knowledgeable about the topic, you can still make a positive contribution to the meeting. So be confident. Always be confident. Tip 10, the final tip, active listening. So watch this next video about the 10th tip, active listening. But before you go, conquer that like button and make it ours. Work hard today and enjoy tomorrow.